BE Constructive Smart. In this episode we'll be discussing all things cavity insulation. So Troy, can you tell us a bit more about cavity insulation?
Absolutely. Cheers, Harry. Look, cavity insulation has come about largely as we've evolved and we, across the world trying to look at our energy production, energy usage, and cavity insulation plays a role in that. And the National Construction Code via Volume 2 and Volume 1 for the different classes of buildings deals with this. Particularly in Volume 2 we're talking about Section J compliance. In this, it nominates that we want to achieve a 6-star energy rating for our buildings. Who
would typically specify or detail this?
So typically, and the National Construction Code deals with this, it nominates that there's a computer software that you can utilise, which the plans of that particular building go into. The computer software then works on different algorithms and different methods of the built form in order to achieve this 6-star energy rating.
And how would cavity insulation influence the R value?
So cavity insulation works in the obviously in the cavity brick walls, and so typically a cavity brick wall with a normal cavity without any cavity insulation will give you an R value of 0.69. Now, once you introduce something like a Cooltherm K8 board, you can increase that up to 2.8, which is why we use the cavity insulation to really change that R value of the particular cavity brick wall construction.
How is cavity insulation installed?
Look, it depends on the form of cavity insulation that you're using. With the K8 firm board, that's installed on the inside leaf of the brickwork. So the bricklayer himself, he'll lay the inner leaf of the brickwork with the cavity ties that extend through. He'll offer the board up to it, push that hard against the internal leaf with a spacer biscuit that remains on the outside before he then builds the external leaf of the brickwork.
What are the implications if cavity insulation is not installed correctly?
Absolutely. Look, really important issue. And this is, cavity insulation is relatively new in the construction industry. The cavity used to perform so many different roles. Originally, it was just to provide that moisture barrier. You had an air gap to make sure that we don't allow moisture from the outside to penetrate through the brickwork, which we all know bricks are quite porous. So the cavity is providing another function. Now we've introduced this, we need to maintain that. So one of the things we need to do, and the Australian Standard for Masonry Construction deals with this, AS 3700, that we want to make sure that we maintain a 40mm cavity at all times. The other thing that there's thermal bridging and things like that. If you don't install it correctly as per the manufacturer's instructions, we can end up breaking down the effectiveness and reducing that 2.8 R value down slightly. So it's very important you get hold of the manufacturer's details, really get involved with AS 3700 and make sure you get it right. Now B projects, we've got some of you may or may not know, but we've got BE Index, and this is our how to do guide, and within there we developed checklists for different aspects of the work. We've got our bricklayers checklist. Now on this bricklayers checklist, it deals with all of the different aspects of how we go about ordering, whether things are delivered, and then making sure the details are resolved before we get out on site. Cavity insulation is just one of the many things that go into a cavity brick wall. And our entire team work with these intimately, all the way from when we tender a project through to ordering and procurement, and then when we're physically on site and before the trades get there, so that we have the greatest success. And ultimately, we can do our obligation as a registered builder and deliver buildings that meet the National Construction Code.